Hello there. So today we are going to learn how to make a pass-through grant and how to upload the budget in that. So first of all, a couple of things we have to do. First, we have to make a sponsor from where. So pass-through grant means that we receive like from Ministry of Health some amount 100,000, and on that 60,000 we will use, and 40,000 we will transfer to another organization. So it will work on that thing. So this is how it works in the pass through. So first of all, we have to create a sponsor from like in our case Ministry of Health, from where we get the money. And the second one is although we will not use it, but later on maybe somewhere when you are making expense or transferring something recording, you may need the sub grantee, like the organization where we transfer the money. But this we will not use in our example. So we just stick to the main sponsor, but I will show you the thing which you have to remember when you are making a sponsor for sub grantee. So first of all, we make a sponsor from where we are receiving a grant. So go to here. We are on the main page, BP page. We go to the organization. So we'll make a select FI customer. Great. Role we select, I mean, it's depend on the company to company. So in our case, it's sponsor. Validity is this, so we have to provide some of the like name. We write MOH. Terms, it's better you always write your company initials, so easy for you to find out. Or like in our case, it's because there are seven companies in the database, so it's better you can write your company. Otherwise you can write your initial or write the name of the company like MO as short, in which, and company name if you have more than this. So as I said, we have more than one company, so for searching criteria, this one is the easiest way, I think. And some of the basic things you have to mention, like address, postal code, and language. So these are the minimum requirement, we have to mention it. And other than this, there's no, I don't think so there is something. So simply now we are creating a customer. We just, if you want to check it, you can check it and save. So write down this number 534 is your customer. This is your sponsor customer from where you are receiving the money. Then you have to extend to your company. This is then you have to just edit, then go to the company, enter your company code here. So you can see that the reconciliation account is not there. It's not, it's gray out, means just enter it, whether it is, yeah, it is open. If it is not open, then you have to go to the company code, just make a create button, select your company and adopt. So sometimes if you find some problem, so reconciliation account will remain the same. It's basically whether domestic, foreign, whatever. It's again for the reporting purpose, and some of the reports this will help you to filter the things. And what payment term, again it's due on it's depend on the company to company. This one is mandatory, record payment history is mandatory. So these are the again minimum requirement. Save it. Changes have been saved. Go to the journal data. So there is This is one thing I want to show. So I have to sometime go. See, now it is grant attributes. There is some data with the grant. Continue without 7. No, save. Okay, we'll save it. Then, so this is what I'm looking for. This grant type. This. Do you really want to go without 7? No. Grant type. So there is somewhere grant type. That's what I'm looking for. It's in. It is in. Okay, just save it and come. We can come back. Okay. Slash and so search already there. Search name is MGH for 400. So any business partner with this attribute will come. So this is the one. We go to. I no edit button. Yeah, this is the one. So that's the one. Grant. That's grant way. So you have to attach this there. So external grant, yes, because we are receiving from outside, and this is just for with that in case when we are using some funds for the sub grantee, then you have to add this thing as well, pass through. So it's depend like in which transaction you are using that fund. So that's why. But otherwise, external grant we have selected. We can select ministry as well because as I said that it will only help for the reporting purpose. So we save it. Now it is completed. Enter a valid date for the okay. So we can write today's date. So done this now. So first is done. We made the grant. Now we have to create a fund. So go to FM5i, FM5i, and now we have to create one external and one internal fund. So enter it, fill out the required field. Well, this is what we want to create. So, so what will be the one external and one internal? So our convention is like 6 series for the external and 4 series for the internal funds. And what we do, we use 600 and then the BP number or sponsor number. So like in our case, it will be 6001 and then the BP number. So we'll do like this 6001 and then the BP number, and BP number just copy. Okay, so enter it. You can write you can write funds from how much or Fund type is this is important external. As I mentioned, 6 series is for external. And if you want to link with the customer, you can put the uh, customer BP number as well. Okay, that's it. Save it. So this is external fund. Okay, now we'll make a internal fund. And internal funding is we need it only because we have to pass through to other organizations. So from our fund it is going out. So that's why. So we just do like I will write 4 and like same conventional 001 203 534 203 534. Okay, so we'll write this is internal. So with the series 4 series we can easily identify that it's internal. So again validity is this one type. This one is important because otherwise if you put external again, so when you are creating a grant it will give error. So internal because it's related to us, so we don't need to uh, assign for specific sponsor, but in case if we like we can do it. We can attach to with this that this is, but as it goes against the concept, so we'll leave this thing. Let's see what will happen. So this is what we made, same number. Okay, to now we have to make a grant as GM grant. So the best way is that you can copy from the any of the grant, or you can make a new grant. So up to you. We are just for this sake of saving a time, we just create this thing. So copy from this. Sponsor is different. Now our sponsor is this. Okay. Does not permit ground type. Research. We add research. Yeah. Because if you remember when we are just creating the grant attribute we add, because of that it allows us. Otherwise it will give the error. Okay. So that is that. Sponsor is there. It is linked. Name you can write. We are receiving from MOH, so Ministry of Health. You can write that MOH funding for cancer. We can write it. Amount like in our case it's 100,000. 60 we'll use, 40 we'll transfer it. Validity. Okay. And AVC control we put at the fourth level, like as a whole. Whenever the AVC will be get effective or working at the total value of the grant, not the individual uh, sponsor class level. So we are just selecting as a whole. tolerance profile that when it will give alert or message. So we select this one, that from 80, whenever it reach to 80, after 80 $1 even above, you will get a warning size 100% is hard stop. And call centers are exempt, payroll is exempt, so anything for the call center it is exempt. We'll use this one. Reference, you can add reference, anything, any document number you want to add, you can add it. Posting, yeah, it is like if you don't want anyone can post in the of this branch, you can just select block all. So if you want to block it, you can just select this block all posting, no one can enter it in this. Or specific like for purchase requisition, if you don't want anyone to enter through purchase requisition, you can just write select this yes, or for SKF also you can select this thing. So this is for the blocking purpose. For the budget, is the variant which again is company to company, varies, you can select accordingly, like hour is April to March. For special period, splitting rule is dependent upon the sponsor or yours. So if you select 001 means that sponsor fiscal year is different from yours period, like from January to December sponsor fiscal year. So you will select this thing, then you have to accordingly you have to select any one of them which relates to like January to February. So this calendar year you will select. So then you have to, because but it's depend upon the sponsor. If sponsor give the grant, like and sponsor wants the reporting according to its calendar year, its fiscal year, then you have to change this thing. Like you have to change, select from there. Splitting rule is also there. So but in our case we go with our same April to 1, and splitting rule is our grant validity period, not the sponsor fiscal year. So we selected how many years. We selected the validity is for 2 years, 26, 27, and 28. So it's better we select like from 1st March to, or we can write it to 31st March 6, 7, and 8. 2 years. So for 2 years, so this is how it goes, and you will not find any entry because we did not change the status. We'll go this thing later on. So okay, we'll go right now. So you can see that the splitting, there is no years coming. So just change the status from award, because on award status you can enter transactions or budget. In proposal application there is no transaction can be done. So just like this, so you can see that there are two, you open 26 to 28, and for the budget version is there. Okay, billing rule, manual billing, fund center. Yeah, so in fund center, because I copied, so that's why it has a budget as well. So we'll just put our external fund. And as I mentioned that for the pass through there must be one internal, otherwise you will find error while you are passing through the budget. So you have to come here and add one internal fund. Okay, so cost sharing, I see this will do in some other video. So enter it. Program type, again according to the company you must attach one program type. So it's generic for us, so we always select this one, but you can select any of the. Okay, Okay, then we go to the sponsor class. Okay, so we select although I copied it should come, but I don't know why it is not coming. So we select one for the revenue, that minimum thing. R mean revenue. So amortizer, grant revenue, amortization is there any other count? Okay, investment income, and much revenue. So we go to the simple one, R revenue class, one revenue class we had, and two expense on this. And as you know that this sponsor class means in GM, actually in FI it's GL account. So you must know what like and behind this which GL account is it as. So you must have the list of this thing that because these are the GL numbers. So when you are entering it, you must know. If you don't know the GL number, so it will not allow. So one thing is that you can just select all the sponsor classes here so that you will not find any problem while you're entering or any user, or you can, if it is very specific, you can add the sponsor class according to you, but again you must know the GL number. Okay, so ICC, it's again this indirect cost, so this will cover later on in some other video. So it will come automatically, amortize, allow, planning, budget. Okay, so and you can see that a combination has been made. A first combination with the internal fund, like all these sponsor class, and the other one is with the external fund. Cost sharing, it's relating to IDC, so I don't think so. It will give, it should not give any error because sharing on the total direct cost sharing on the, let's see if there is something. So overhead rule, overhead cost, so actual cost, okay. Although all both of them are related to the ITC, so even here we have to mention the cap and this thing. So reporting purpose, nothing as much. So just press the validate button. Let's say ITC exists, but no classes are marked as a. So this warning we can skip. So it is saying that IDC rule is there. I think because of this it is picking it, or if it's like this, like see. Yeah, because we selected this thing, that's why it is no error. So we go like this, we save it, and we got the grant number ending with 38. So we write the grant number. Now what we have to pass. Okay, so now the next step is create an IO. So go to KO01 and we have to create a IO. Same thing, if you have something in the past, you can just copy from where easy for you. So it's, we can say that its description is like we can write the ground number. Yeah, easy for us to remember this thing. Just so our ground number is our 38. So we'll write so here we have to update the ground. It's now 38. Fund, we have to update our fund as well. So other things are copied, so we don't have to worry about it. I think here is the users welcome, the name of the users. So you can select any user if you want, like although it is not mandatory, so it is not updated. Okay, so we are saving this thing. We have the ground number ending with 420. Copy it. So next step is to transfer to FM because this background job will run in the evening, so we have to do manually. So for this FMD auto, this is our new IO number. So it is transferred there. Now it is available in F module as well. So we will not receive any error on this thing. Now we have to enter some budget in that. So for budget, we have to go. For this is for the no. Okay. So for this exercise, we just enter a budget for the main for the external fund. So for GM /n GM underscore rate underscore budget does not exact spelling. I think it's better. So we are entering this thing. Our budget is 38. Document type sponsor, and when we are transferring the to pass through, we'll use this thing pass. But now first we are just entering. We are receiving from the Ministry of Finance 100,000. So this we are just entering as a budget. That much we can allocate or make an expense on this thing. Budget version is 0. Enter it. So it will fetch the sponsor classes from the GM grant. You can see that because we added 2. So that's so with this you can find that because there are 2 years, so they created E sponsor class line with 2 lines. If we so first of all we add some amount here, like we can, because it's 100,000. So we can say that for the first one, animal care, we allot 40,000, and this we will transfer to the sub grantee. So we just write 40,000, make it simple. So for only 1 year, we are just entering it. So in reporting, it's easy for us. We have to add the cost subject in this. So in our case, we just put the default value of fund center is cost center. Functional area is NR, not relevant, and funded program is our IO number. So for IO number, we know that this is our IO number. We just put it here. So this is for 2027, 40,000 we have entered. That's it for this sponsor class. Enter it. Okay. We have to transfer it to the, because this is FM area, so we click this. It goes up to the GM modules. Now we have to enter the second line budget as well for the audit purpose. So this will, we consider that this expense is for, will do this expense. So same thing, we can write 60,000 and put the default values there. First is the commitment item. As I mentioned that if you put any GL account, then it will be restrict to that GL account. So we're putting this in GL account because we made some rule that when we put this thing, it will mean that any GL account with this combination, grant and IO, will work. So that's why we are putting. Otherwise, you can put any GL account, but then it will be restricted. So fund center is default again. Again, you can change according to your requirement. You can add it, but we are just putting default. Means that any cost center can be used while entering using this grant. Then functional area is not relevant. Again, this is based on the derivation rules and the IO number. So we did this for FM. So we did for FM, so we have to click this button. So you can see that the green button for the 40,000 because it is transfer. So for this line, still the system needs some value. So when we press this button, so it will transfer from FM to GM. So it is now transferred. It is done. So when we press this show all button, it will show all the values, all the classes of this thing. So we enter only for 2027. This is done. Everything is done. We just validate this thing. So we have to remember that for animal care, we gave them 40,000. We put 40,000 and 60,000 is audit. Okay, so 60,000 is audit and it is for fund center. There is no slide for fund. I'm just checking that. I think when we are entering for FM budget internal, then there is an option for funds as well, but here it is no option for funds. It is only the funded program there. Okay, so save it. So sometimes this is very helpful in some of the reports. Just remember this thing because sometimes you have to reverse it or change something. So this document helps you. So okay, now we have done this first part that we received from Ministry of Health, 100,000, and now we want to pass through 40,000 to some other sub-grantee. So we'll go and make a grant, GM grant. We go there. So we have to create a new one. So here we have to change it with pass through PT. Enter it, things will be gray out, some of the field will be, now we don't need any grant and this thing, everything is gray out. So about type, what is that about type? Okay, so here we can write that we transfer to some ABC organization. So we can write that pass through grant to ABC. ABC org. So is ABC org the currency Or good thing that if we copy, then I will show you one of the things that it will give you some better idea. So just go, where do you want to cancel? Yes. So we just make a new one, copy from here. So it's pass through. So the reason I want to show that in some of the fields, because now the system copied everything, but there are some field which is not copied. So this I will show you. What are these? So okay, amount value. Although it is just for the information, but we can write that it is 40,000. We are just transferring 40,000 for our purpose. Validity, it copied from everything. ABC is there, same, everything is copied. We can write the grant name if you want, external reference, that it is for what purpose. You can add the name of the person, any name you can add it. Posting again, same thing, budget, splitting rule, budget, value, payment rule. So if you remember in the main grant, there's a manual rule we selected, but there's no needs. That's why it is not mandatory. And this is the one which I just want to show you that I copied from there, that although we copied, so if you remember, we have two funds, external and internal, so only internal fund came. So that's the reason, because it's pass through, so internal fund will come, because we have to this sub grantee requires only internal fund, because it is within the company we are transferring, and it is within our system, so that's why it is internal grant only. So that's the thing I just want to show. Sponsor class as it is, everything is copied, and after that we did not do anything, and accordingly there's no combination for the external. So that's it. So first of all, you have to save it. Just ignore that. Then okay, so just copy this thing. So for the reference purpose, you have to, this grant is pass through grant. So, and you can see the series are different. So after that, we have to map it. Press edit button. Go to object mapper. So now we have to map it. Here we have to mention the original grant number, the main grant which we created, and this is our starting with this. You can see that it is incoming grant, means the main grant, and this is pass-through grant. So just do this like this. It will fetch all the classes, sub classes. You can see that this portion is the all the sponsor classes of relating to this one. We selected two expense and one revenue. So one revenue with 600. So it made a with the according to the funds wise the combination, one external fund with one sponsor class revenue, internal fund one sponsor class, and same thing with this. So for each sponsor class there are two combination according to the funds we attach to that one external one. But if you see the outgoing grant, the pass-through grant, you will find only four series, means only for the internal funds. So this is how things will look like. So we have to make a rule. This is the relationship. We have to connect this thing, that this thing from the main grant. So see, if I connect 4,000 series, so with 4,000, so there will be a disconnection. Why? Because the budget we entered in 600,000, because this is the external budget. This is the fund which you in which it is used. If you say, think about the sponsor, everything is linked with this thing. So we don't have budget in 4,000. So we have to link 600, but yeah. So we have to select 600 with the 400 series for the outbound. So revenue for 600, we have to select revenue for 400. Okay, run this thing. Then as we are just transferring the animal care budget 40,000, so we select this amount to this one. That's it. Audit we are not transferring, audit will use. So all the budget for the audit our organization will use, so that's why we are not connected. So only these two, the revenue thing and one of the expense thing we are transferring. So save it. Object mapping is done. So then last step is to transfer the funds or budget pass through. So just to remember this main grant, we have number. So go to, it's a GM create budget. So GM underscore create budget, mention the main grant. So process pass through transfer, main grant is there. Okay, you have to press enter. Now when you type, so here you should mention the main grant, not the pass through grant. That's why it is not correct. So main grant is this. Then by default, enter it. Means transfer not allowed. Differences between grant means transfer are not allowed. So it is showing that there is a difference, although we copied. That's why we always copied, but there's mentioning that there is a difference in currency budget or life cycle status. So let's see, I will check it out. GM, you're trying to, let's first fix this thing, then we'll come back to this thing. So I go on to the main page, GM grant, search the sub grantee. So one thing I remember, maybe it could be the reason, just press edit button because I did not change the status. So maybe that was the reason. Certain proposal, and I think this could be the only reason. Otherwise, we just copied it. So sponsor classes are. I think that's the only reason, because budget cannot be entered in proposal. It should be what. So hopefully. Okay, before going to this thing, one more thing I have to show, that the report, although it is customized, but there should be something which is near to that report. I think now this one. No, not this one. This that GMBDGT overview. So this is the T code, GMBDGT overview, GM budget overview. So this thing I want to show you, that before running how it looks like. Let's see that this is our main one, and it is untick pass through, and I think the result will be the same. There will not be change, but after transferring the pass through period, then there will be. So we have budget of 100,000. See, there's 100,000 everywhere, 100,000. But when we do the pass through, then this report will help. Then this thing will help. Okay, so then that what will happen that if we want to see budget with the pass through, then we tick this thing. If we want to just untick this thing and just want to see our portion, like in our case is 60,000, then it will show. So this report we will run later on. First of all, just try to transfer. I hope this will slash m, go to the GM budget, processes pass through, and our main grant is this. Enter. Yes, so that was the problem. Okay, so you can see that again upper portion is GM, below is FM. So you will see only one sponsor class is attached. If I show all and go down, so it will show only the one expense and one revenue which we made a relationship, but there's no other one, this audit one. So only the one which we made a relation in that while we are creating, so only that is coming. So what we do, we transfer, we can even transfer partial amount, but let's make it simple, like we transfer 40,000 into the whole amount we are transferring, 40,000. Commitment, we are just putting the default value. This is different from your case. Fund center will be again, if you want to specific, so you can make, otherwise we just put a default. Functional area, we can just write not relevant, and IO type is our, make a check and transfer it. So it is transferred above. So that's it. Make a validated post. You cannot post on unbalanced. Unbalanced means because see this red light is coming. Oh, so there's one minus sign and one plus sign. So we have to do like we have to take out from the main grant and transfer it to the our sub grant. So we are taking from 6 series. This is our external grant. So minus sign is here, and we are transferring to internal this grant 5 series. So main grant name is 3. If you scroll up, since this is the main grant, so we are taking only for the year 2027. That's why only first line is filled. 3000 series with 2027 we are taking out from there, and we are adding to 5 series the sub grantee 1 on 2027. So we can write 40,000 and just copy the NR. So now we have to transfer it. Now it is minus plus, so minus going out from the main grant 3 series and going coming in the sub grant or pass through 5 series minus it's equal now. Complete post. Again, just copy this thing number. It is helpful when you're reversing. If you want to reverse it, it will be very helpful. So now we run this report. This will give you the idea. If we go to overview, grant overview report, main grant is there. So it is And so now it should be 60,000, I think. So yeah, 60,000 is there, main 60,000. With the animal care audit fee we have, and with the animal care is nothing coming, this 40,000. But if we go back and select this thing, it should be 100,000. So you can see that 40 and 60. So it's dependent on the reporting, that which report you have to present to which management team as a whole. If you want to show, then you have to select this thing, that it has all the things. And if for your team which just want to check out relating to the expense relating to your organization, then you will unmark this. So that's it. Hopefully it will help you to understand this thing. Thank you so much, and I will make another video for the IDC. So just like this video, subscribe my channel, and I'll post this next video in the next video. Thank you so much.